Hello and welcome to the Big Match Theory. Uh, I'm Mangesh. And if we have to sum up this game week, it's basically Liverpool good and others are bad. And to rub our faces in it, we have Abhishek with us after 2 weeks of absence. So, Abhishek, gloat away.
I mean, there is nothing to gloat. I am being humble at the moment, Okay, we are doing
Yep.
well for now.
Yeah.
So that's fine. But I would have been a little bit more happier had my favorite and beloved manager not been sacked 2 weeks back. Unfortunately, that is the reason why
Are,
I'm
are,
not.
are you talking? Are you talking about Sean Dyche?
No, Saunders is not sacked. My beloved dear Eric Ten Hag, who gave me so many amazing memories. My dear Ten Hag, please.
Like 4-3? The 4-3 game in the
Huh?
FA Cup?
That's okay. That's one off. But all the other memories that he's given me of watching Man, I used to love watching Man United under it. Not just the Liverpool games, but even the other games,
I'm just
which are
happy. I'm just happy the stacking and all of the major news happened when he wasn't here, because at least we could get out of the fires and the lava coming out of the volcano. Now that the ash has settled, I don't mind.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
don't mind.
unfortunately that's true. I was like, oh shit, why did it have to happen now? Because I knew I would miss that episode. Especially with Tena getting sacked, and now you're linked to the new manager. What do you guys think of the new manager?
I
Uh,
don't know, man. I mean, I think we just touched upon that last week. So I honestly I don't have anything to say except just wait and watch, because I have had a lot to say about Ten Hag. I've had a lot to say about Jose. I've had a lot to say about Oli. So
Van
this time,
Hal.
Van Hal. So this time, I'm just going to keep mum and just hope for the best. I have attained Buddha. I have attained Zen. I have attained all of those things after watching the shit show of the last 12 years. So now I'm just going to be Zen. I'm just going to watch with a cup of tea. Just hope for the best.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what to make of the appointment of the new manager. I think I mean, same story is going to repeat. I don't have any hopes. I don't have any hopes from the new management. And by the way, United is not the only club they own. They also own Nice in France, and they are doing okay. They're not better than okay. They own other sports teams as well. So they aren't exactly uh, doing as well as say City Group is doing. So I don't have much hopes.
And I think
But
that's
Yeah,
honestly
yeah,
that's also that's also the opinion that majority of the United fans have, considering what has happened over the past decade, right? Because every manager came with promise.
yeah,
Van Gaal came with the promise of an experienced head who knows what he's doing. Jose came with the promise of being a serial winner who always wins the Premier League wherever he's gone. Ole came with the promise of being a guy who's going to stabilize, like a shaking boat or whatever it is. Ten Hag came with the promise of a new dawn and a guy who's, taken a bunch of average players to achieve above average things. So all of these guys came with promises. All of these guys were big names. So Ruben Amorim, given his record, given how well he's done at Sporting Lisbon, it's still Sporting Lisbon. He's not dipped his feet in the toxic pool that is Man United. So honestly, it's going to be a challenge, but I'm not just being facetious or something. Like that. I genuinely have no opinion, because I haven't really seen Sporting Lisbon that play that often. But going by what everyone's saying, fair. I think he looks like a great manager. I hope he's a great manager, but I am just bracing myself for impact. So anything could happen, and we've been through this far too many times to not have that string of pessimism associated with his appointment. So let's see.
so basically, see, he will do well in probably in short term. Probably he'll do well this year and the next. What happens after that is going to be a challenge. Because Ten Hag was all right in his first season. We all of us were hopeful. Yeah, this is going somewhere. And then what? And same with the Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. Even though we knew that so Solskjaer wasn't exactly the right candidate. He did all right in his first 2 seasons. And then again, we signed a certain Portuguese player, and everything went down. But again, managing players like so this is something I really want to give Van Gaal credit for, that he managed Ronaldo situation excellently. He managed Mason Greenwood situation impeccably well. So I mean, credit to him for that. And that's about it. I
To
don't have any
Tenor,
much. Hmm. Yeah,
yeah, he managed a lot of things well. He gave us a lot of memories to
yeah,
cherish. So I'm really, like for example, when we met, I was wearing that shirt. Outstanding. That is one of my best memories as a Liverpool fan. The game at Anfield last year. You're right. He did. He did well. He did well for all of us. He gave us some really good memories. So I will
yeah,
miss
yeah,
Ten Hag very much. And
yeah,
as far as the new management, to be honest, see, I mean, they're better than the Glazers, right? Definitely. But the club in France is going to be, maybe it was just their way to get into the into football, right? Into football and different clubs. Like for example, the City Group has so many clubs. They have a lot of clubs. Man City is not the only one, but their main focus is always Man City. So it could also be like that. That okay for them, once now that they've gotten Man United might be their focus completely and not, and they might still go and get other clubs or invest into other clubs or. But that focus might because they've made some really good signings, right? Your sporting director is good. You got that guy from Man City as well. So, you never know. It could be that, okay, with this new manager now that they got, and I mean, Dena was not their manager, right? So now they've got their manager, the one that they actually wanted. So, you never know. It could actually work out, but as Ralph Ragnick said when he was here, which was that Man United needs an open heart surgery at the moment, right?
yeah, yeah,
And if if they are willing and if they are brave enough, then yeah, I mean, it might actually work out because everyone calls when Amarim was linked with us as well, right? Before we went for slot, he was like there were a lot of. I mean, he was called the new Mourinho by a lot of people over there in Portugal. He's dubbed the new Jose Mourinho, but then so was Andres Villas-Boas. So you can't really go by that much. But
But no one,
he, huh?
I don't think any. I said I don't think anyone is. Of all the United fans that I have spoken to, and that I've maybe even seen like those podcasts or whatever on YouTube. I think for this appointment, there is, I won't call it skepticism, but the whole feeling is just as, okay, whatever, we'll see how it translates on the pitch. Uh, when Jose came in,
Maybe that
definitely,
is good, right? Maybe that is
absolutely,
good. Expectations are lower.
absolutely, I
So
agree
the
with you.
expectations have always been high with Mourinho. The expectations are not that high with Solskjaer, to be honest. Everyone thought he was a stopgap manager anyway. Expectations were high with Ten Hag because Ten Hag was one of the most sought after manager in Europe, especially after what he did with Ajax. And with this guy now, if the expectations are not that high, and it might just work out in his favor, right?
I agree, and that's actually the point that I was also going to make is that it's actually good that there's no big brouhaha over his appointment. It's actually good that people are just like, okay, let's see what happens, because it also not only does it temper the expectations amongst the fan base, it also ensures that this guy, the new guy that's coming in, doesn't really have this sort of a heavy load of expectations that he has to do something from minute one. Because I think it's, I mean, I have sort of been screaming about this, for many years now, is that I don't think any of what is happening to United is down to purely the manager. I would only give it about 50% weightage. I think the other 30 to 10% I'd give to the structure at the club, but that's gone away. We do have a structure. So the large part about the balance 30-40%, I would definitely say it's the players. I've been saying this. I mean, we've been talking about this for years now. United are not going to win a league title if Rashford, Garnacho, Højlund, Zirkzee, and Ahmad are your primary attacking options. You're not. There is no other way to say
Mm.
this. If that is your primary attack force, you're not going to win a league title. That's for sure. You might win a cup here or there, you're not going to win the league title. If your primary fullbacks even now are Dallo and Mazraoui, you're not going to win a league title. It's just that the players, there needs to be an overhaul of players. And I understand that that's what they attempted to do, but fair enough. It is what it is right now. The only thing, the single solitary thing that I hope from Amorim right now is that I don't ever want to hear another manager say, oh, he couldn't do something big because he doesn't have his players. They're no longer your players. It is the club's players. It is the
Yeah.
structure that you guys are putting in. Work with it
Mm.
or piss off. That has to be the norm.
See, I don't
Yeah.
want to get into that United rabbit hole again, but at the same time, we don't know if the players signed were uh, club players or manager players because all of them played for Ten Hag.
I mean,
So,
Ten Hag
so,
got his
so
players, right? Most of them are all
yeah,
Ajax players.
yeah, exactly. I mean, that's the point I'm trying to make. They are all Ajax players except for Ugarte. Everyone played for Ajax. They played under Ten Hag. So
Yep.
But
we
having said
don't.
that,
Yeah.
I'm saying having said that, they're still not they're still not United being 14th in the league level of bad players. You know
Of
what I'm
course
saying?
not. Of course not. Yeah,
So
agreed. 100%.
see, honestly, the expectations right now with Amorim for this season are so low. Even if we finish fifth in the table, we look at it as a major win.
Yeah.
Honestly, if United were to finish fifth or sixth in the table, I don't think there'll be a single United fan there who would go, "Oh God, I'm so disappointed." No, I will bite your hand off if you give me a fifth place position, right? Fifth place finish, right? I'd bite your hand off.
Mm.
Yeah. Okay, let's stop talking about United and start with the team that is at the top of the table. What are your views about Liverpool's performance against Brighton? Because I thought Brighton played well and they were passing well. There were a couple of times there were two counter attacks. First Liverpool attacked, then Brighton counter attack, then Liverpool attacked again.
Mm.
So Brighton were playing from the back without actually. I mean, they knew how to do that. They knew how to pass the ball. They pressed Liverpool really well in the first half. What are your views about Liverpool's second half performance?
So Liverpool's second half performance was really good. It was good. I think we did very well. We had a few chances, and I think the substitution also helped because I think Konate went off and Joe Gomez came on, right? I think he did very well, Joe Gomez after coming on. But that first half, we got lucky. 100% we got lucky.
Yeah.
I can't believe that we were 1-0 down. We should have been 4-0 down at least in that first half. So, that is purely down to luck because I don't think after that we would have been able to make that much of a comeback if they had scored any of the other chances, to be honest. Because, we didn't create that many chances, right? And even in the second half, we got those two chances and we scored. And okay. And even the first goal was not like it wasn't
Yeah.
okay. It was a cross that just went in, and okay, it was a bit of luck in the first goal, and the second goal was just outstanding. Salah being Salah, I still cannot believe that Mo Salah is not. He's not among the nominees for the Ballon d'Or award. Which is Rohit's favorite award, and he's not even among the nominees for African Footballer of the Year. He's not even on the list. I
On the
absolutely
list of
cannot
sorry,
believe it.
what footballer of the year?
The African Footballer of the Year.
Oh.
He's not even on it, and I just cannot believe that. How can he not be on either of those lists? Like, have you actually seen what he is doing every single day, day in, day out? Like, I just don't understand. People who watch football, do you not watch Mo Salah? Like, he's outstanding. Like, he has patches where he is, Mo Salah will always have a bad game, but at the end of it, he will produce a goal or an assist. Most of the times. Most of the games. And that is a mark of a great player. That even if you are having a bad game, you, at the end of it, fine, I'm ranting about Mo Salah not being on any of these things, but it's
It,
just
it
so stupid.
no, it just reeks.
I,
It just reeks of a class divide. where you're sitting there talking about and complaining about why one of your attackers is not on the Ballon d'Or or you're fucking first in the table. तो इधर हम लोग को एक स्ट्राइकर चाहिए जो 4 गोल मार दे तो हम taking our pants off and dancing in the middle of the road.
No, yeah. I mean, I understand, but right now, I mean, we'll see. And especially after what he posted on Twitter that day and Instagram,
Sorry,
I
what did he post?
he posted something that okay, something to the effect of okay, we are good, happy to be at the top of the table. This is where the club deserves to be, and I forgot what his last line was. His last line was a little bit cryptic in the sense that a lot of people thought that this might be, and you can find it actually if you are on Twitter right now. But
is it talking about going away or
something to that effect? It felt like
okay?
it was about him leaving, but it feels
Good.
like he's trying to force the club's hand. He's trying to force the club's hand into giving him a new contract because I think him and Van Dijk are both definitely wanting to stay at the club. So I hope I don't know why the club is not not giving him a. They have to find an agreement. He's nowhere near that. Everyone can see that.
Yeah, at least
But
he needs a short-term call, at least I mean 2-year contract at least, considering his age. But I mean, I cannot believe why any club in the world would want to Salah when he is playing that well.
So
yeah, I don't get it. He's playing well.
sorry, I just checked the tweet. So his last line reads, "No matter what happens, I will never forget what scoring at Anfield feels like."
Oh, I think he's going. He's going.
Or he's just holding out for a big call. I think it's going to be a money thing. Maybe he just wants like his last big payoff.
Yeah, but even the last time, right, when we got a new contract, I think it came very close because and Edwards had just left the club at that
Yeah.
point, and I think Michael Edwards was they were not going above a certain wage for him as well. And I think Michael Edwards has just left, and the guy who came after him, who was his assistant only, he was the one who actually went over that particular limit to keep. Of course, he made Salah the highest paid player in the team, but we were able to find a agreement with it. I feel like now it's again going to be the same point where it's like because as you know, one of the good things about Liverpool is their whole wage structure and everything that they've maintained, that they've kept the players to, which is which is good in many ways. So if they break beyond a certain point, then you can expect that it's going to happen for all the players. So I think, but again, that being said, I genuinely believe a player like Mo Salah does not come too many times, and he's clearly not done. He clearly has at least a couple of good years left in him. So, I know we started with the Brighton game. We have barely talked about the Brighton game as such, but I think it's
It is
far more
because
important that
he decided to pen a 5-minute love letter to Mo Salah for no reason. He's not
Yeah.
going anywhere.
what do you mean for no reason? He is Mo
For
Salah. I'm telling you, in the list of Liverpool legends for me, right now it is Gerrard. In the modern day, the players that I've seen, it is Gerrard, and then it is Mo Salah for me right now. I mean,
Or
especially after this season.
even Flano doesn't top your list.
Yeah.
Bruno
Flano
Shea,
doesn't top your list.
No, friend, no Flanu, Scouse Kafu.
Aquilani.
Please, let's not talk about those days.
By the way, this is almost 20 years ago, and Abhishek had told me that he's going to be the new midfield general. Those were his words.
Hey,
Midfield.
he used to. I mean, he used to talk about this stuff all the time, and now he has become the fake news guy.
But
Uh,
look at this. Huh?
fake news guy. Acha, acha.
Yeah.
But check this out, huh, guys. So
Huh?
Liverpool in the next 5 games, Liverpool have Villa at home.
Hmm.
Sorry. So it's Villa at home, it's Southampton away, both definitely winnable fixtures. And it's the next three are basically maybe potential banana skins where Liverpool take on City at home, Newcastle away, and Everton. So even in a worst case scenario, out of those 5 games, out of 15 points,
13,
even
I
if
think.
even if they're able to get 9, and this is the worst case, I don't see them getting less than 9. If they're able to get 9 points out of these 3 games, I don't, and I, which is why I started off by saying this, and you were laughing it off. If they're able to get 9 points out of these 5 games, I definitely think they're in the pole position to go for the title. I really do.
But even last year, right? When during Klopp's last season, by 21 after the 21 games, we were top of the table, and that's when, because when McAllister went on that insane run where he was playing really well and he was scoring and he was assisting and after a bit of time, then it all fizzled out. After 21 games, you were top of the table last year as well, and we had not a big gap, of course, with City and Arsenal both, but yeah, 2 3 points. We were over there. So I don't know. I feel like it's too early to tell. Even these games, it's usually that period between February, March, and April, right? Those are the months where we've always, even when we won the league, those are the months where we actually started losing some games. But mainly because we had such an incredible lead, no one was able to catch up to us. And so that's what, we'll see how it goes. Especially, I think we are doing well. We have a really good start as of now and everything that but there have been moments like the game against Nottingham Forest, like the game against Brighton first half, you know, and even the game against Chelsea, where we looked utterly toothless. There have been moments where Liverpool has looked very average sometimes, and it's not happened a lot, but there have been some half and some games where it has happened. So, and so we'll see how we overcome that. It looks like we've already overcome what we saw against Nottingham Forest. So now, if we can keep doing that and keep improving that, yeah, we have a good chance. But I think right now it's just way too early to tell.
See, I think this season, I'm not saying Liverpool will definitely win the league, but it is slightly different than the last because players are not exhausting themselves as they used to do for Klopp. Now it is more
Yeah,
about control. So that plays a huge part, I
true.
think. Second
Mm.
point is last time there were too many new signings. And even though Liverpool were playing well in the first half, I always had that feeling that, yeah, I mean, there will be a time when they would not exactly stop clicking, but someone like Man City, who has a better squad, and they'll go ahead. This time, it doesn't look that way.
Mm.
The signings are already so I think most of the signings are there since last 4 to 5 years. And I don't think
Yeah, I think,
that would be the issue.
and
The
I
issue
think we
would be
also
City
have to.
when, yeah. So the
Mm.
issue would be when City pick up their pace. That is going to be the issue.
Yeah, and especially with Rodri out right now, right? I
Yeah,
feel like that's a huge difference. Firstly, he's one of the best midfielders in the world right now, no doubt about
no doubt. Yeah, yeah.
it. At some point we should talk about the Ballon d'Or and how he how Rodri won the Ballon d'Or. But Rodri has won the Ballon d'Or, but okay, never mind. Uh, but yeah, I mean, see, but that's the thing, right? Even with Rodri out, I feel like there's going to be a period of time for 3 months when De Bruyne will suddenly wake up. He'll decide that okay, he's done sitting on the bench. He's done doing time pass on the bench, and then he'll come. And for those 3 months, he'll be unplayable, completely unplayable, and then City will be back. And by that time, Rodri will also probably be back, and that's it. It's again back in City's hands. Unfortunately, it has happened too many times. Too many times. Arsenal have only suffered it once. I have suffered it many times. So even if I mean, it worries me. It scares me if tomorrow you tell me that Arsenal are going to be 5 points ahead of us, right? Uh, I would still say that okay, it's still something we can catch up to. But if tomorrow you tell me that City are 8 points behind you, right? I still have no confidence,
Yeah.
absolutely no confidence, because I know that at some point they will come back.
But
And
I do have confidence in one thing.
hmm,
Arsenal are most definitely not going to be 5 points ahead of. Arsenal are not going to be 5 points ahead of anyone. That I can assure you, sir.
If there is anyone who will watch this, right, and I think this is going to become our short, is that some of the Arsenal fans are definitely going to remind you that they are ahead of, they're definitely going to stay ahead of United.
You shouldn't really be competing with a managerless United right now anyway. What you should be competing with is supposedly the greatest attack of all time and the greatest defense of all time and the greatest manager of all time and all of that. And let me just check the league table and see how many points they are ahead of United. Let me do that. How about I
My
do that?
Oh,
God.
oh. By the way, stat of the day. Guess who's conceded the same number of goals? Arsenal and Man United.
Yeah.
They've both conceded 11 goals. I can't believe it. That the worst, absolutely worst Man United season, and they've still conceded the same number of goals as Arsenal.
The
The
greatest
greatest defense.
the greatest
I think
passion
seriously.
manager. Sorry, go on.
No, I was saying that वो Sky Sports ने Twitter पे कुछ तो डाला था about last month or so. Which defensive duo would you take? And they had photos of
Yeah,
Rio and Vidic,
yeah, we talked about it.
Saliba and Gabriel, and Terry and Carvalho. I was like, शर्म आता है क्या तुम लोग को?
भगवान से
Let's
डरो.
let's be honest. Arsenal are playing Chelsea away next. Okay. If results go there, sorry. If the results go Chelsea's way, Tottenham could be ahead of Arsenal by the end of next week. There is also a distinct possibility that if Fulham win, Fulham might be level on points with Arsenal. There is also a distinct possibility if United actually beat Leicester at home, Man United in their easily their worst season ever would just be 3 points behind the greatest team that has ever laid foot on a Premiership ground.
The greatest defensive duo.
The greatest
Oh my god.
defender, greatest keeper, David Raya, by the way. Apparently, no one has ever distributed the ball like David Raya, like a fucking postman on steroids. No one has distributed anything like David Raya in anyone's life. And you know what? The club is fine, the players are fine. What I find annoying are the Arsenal fan base.
Fans, of course.
Yeah.
What a bunch of absolute nonsensical chimpanzees.
I think you and I can say that, but Mangesh definitely has no right to call someone a nonsensical fan, by the way.
Okay.
You know, especially after some of his takes that I've seen about United, Liverpool, and everything. Uh, I think Mangesh, you cannot say anything about United fans, about Arsenal fans.
Okay. I'm not even saying anything now.
No, but honestly, I mean, speaking of Arsenal, I mean, I actually, it's so weird. I was just telling, I mean, we were just discussing this before the podcast started. The only full game I saw this weekend was Newcastle Arsenal. I don't know for what reason, but I thought Arsenal struggled. Like by struggled, I mean struggled. There's definitely a big Martin Odegaard shaped hole in that midfield, definitely.
Yeah.
And I mean, there's one hypothesis that I have about Arsenal is that they can either defend well or they can attack. They are not able to do two things at the same time. So if you saw last season, especially the season before when they had like the 10-point lead at Christmas, they were very fluent going forward.
Yeah.
And they were absolute dog shit in defense. This season, they suddenly have great, and they do have a fantastic center half partnership. They have good fullbacks or whatever. They've signed that guy who looks like something out of the Louvre
Italian
Museum.
model.
Yeah, Calafiori and all those guys. I mean,
Yeah.
defense, they're absolutely toothless going up front. Kai Havertz is again playing like Chelsea wala Kai Havertz during his last few months there. Trossard is struggling. Saka is decent without being great. Martinelli has gone off the boil. Honestly, मेरे को उनका कोई भी अटैकर देख के ये नहीं लगता that they are a bunch of world beaters who are going to be challenging for the title. At least that's what I think.
But I think that Odegaard shaped hole is really affecting them because I used to think he used to tie all of it together very well. Like I used to say that Odegaard was the best player last year. You know, even though people were going crazy about Saka and Rice and I don't know. I thought Odegaard was the best player last year,
Well, I
and
mean,
him being out, Declan Rice, right? He was really good last year. I thought so too. But no, I don't think you can replace Odegaard at the moment in that team.
Yeah.
But
I mean,
that goal
I
was fantastic, right?
Oh,
really,
amazing! I thought it was such an old
Amazing.
school goal.
Yeah,
Amazing.
typical old school goal.
Yeah, great cross and a great header. It was an amazing goal. And Arsenal, I think, what was I going to say? I forgot what I was going to say. But oh yeah, the very much the reported their apparently huge injury crisis and everything. People were talking about. They were comparing it with, I don't know. We had so many players injured last year, and Arsenal have, how many players are they missing right now? One, Odegaard. That's it. And they are talking about an injury crisis. They were apparently saying, "Oh, Saka is injured. Saka played. Saka played against Liverpool. Saka has played now also against Newcastle." And what injury crisis is going on? Like they got over their injury crisis in 2 days, literally. But everyone was like, "Oh yeah, uh, injury crisis going on in Arsenal. That's why they are being affected. Their form is affected and all that."
no, but that's
Honestly,
what should have happened, right? I mean, instead of all of this, what Arteta should have done is maybe set up one more round of a pickpocketer in the restaurant. That would really have helped them, go against whatever is happening right now. I think that is what Arsenal really need. Another pickpocket related training session. I mean, look at the other game here. They had
I think he
64.
forgot to light a bulb this time in the dressing room.
See, there you go. That is
So
what
that's why there is no spark in the team at the moment.
that is what happens when you don't have enough bulbs. You have 64% possession and one shot on target.
Yeah, and they were down by a goal, and apparently they brought on Zinchenko and Ben White, and I forgot the third substitution, but no attacking substitutions whatsoever.
You got
But then again,
Ethan Nwaneri.
yeah, I've so they're hyping him a lot at the moment, but I've never really seen him play that much, so I can't really say if he's that good or not. But
But I don't understand this obsession with injuries. I mean, United used to have so many injuries at a time, and still we won the league so many times. Even during the 2007-8 season, there were so many people, so many players were injured at a time. We had Owen Hargreaves at that time, who was forever injured.
hmm,
We always used to. There was always a time around Christmas when we saw Michael Carrick and Darren Fletcher play center half. I think for 3 seasons straight.
Right? Yeah, that's right.
yeah, no, I
I
mean
mean,
I would get the
you
Arsenal injury
remember that
crisis.
FA Cup game against Arsenal? In that game, Rafael and Fabio played on the
Hmm.
wings,
O'Shea and
and
played in the middle.
O'Shea and Darren Gibson played in the midfield. So, what does that tell you? And still, we won the game. We won that game 2-0.
And Arsenal are
I mean,
what
what is
two?
the point of signing four centre backs? I mean, Arsenal has signed four centre backs to play in the back. If they have that much of I mean, what is the point? If you have one Saliba missing, you have so many centre backs that you have signed. You should be able to cope with it. But
I think he's basically trying to ape what Guardiola did, but he's not able to ape how Guardiola coaches.
hmm,
He's trying to build like you see, right? Guardiola used to, I think, 1 or 2 seasons ago, he played four centre halves. He used to play Stones. Guardiola was technically a centre half. He used to play Diaz
yeah,
and
even now Guardiola plays
James.
right back or left
So
back,
he's
wherever he plays.
Left back, left back.
left back. He's trying to do something like that, but he's not. I don't think he can only do one thing. अभी defense पे focus है तो defense कर पाता है. So his attack.
Hmm,
And honestly, you talk about Odegaard. You got it, Mikel Merino for what? For this, right?
hmm,
When one of your big players gets injured, you have a quality
yeah,
player to off the bench. You still have Jorginho in the center of midfield. You have, if you're telling me your options are Jorginho, Thomas Partey, Declan Rice, Mikel Merino. Are these bad options?
No,
yeah,
Are they
not at
exactly.
all.
They're not.
Not at
They're
all.
not.
Hmm,
They're not. So why the hell are you complaining about Odegaard? Why do you have a squad?
true.
I mean, about that, the point you said about defenders, I think we talked about this last time as well. Jamie Carragher made an excellent point. I mean, Mikel Arteta might have been assistant to Pep Guardiola, but he's more like Mourinho. He focuses more on defensive, those dark arts and time wasting and whatnot. He doesn't have any trophy to show for, but still. And see, we also have to give him some credit because I thought he got the best out of the team that he had at least for 2 seasons.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
again, I mean, it's very hard to take that next step here. I mean, he has done okay for 2 seasons. He has FA Cup trophy. So yeah, I mean, credit to him. But probably, I mean, this is his first real crisis right now. And I mean, we are just 10 games in.
I wouldn't even call it a crisis. I think it's
Yeah,
a
yeah,
we are just
tough
10 games
period.
in. 10 games in, exactly.
Yeah.
But honestly, my
Like we,
thing on Arsenal is more, as I said, more to do with Arsenal fan than the club. I think they're okay. They'll pretty much just give them like 2 or 3 weeks and they'll be back again fighting somewhere close to Man City. I don't think that's the problem. But
Even when you're talking about fans, I mean, that is also down to how Mikel Arteta conducts himself on the touchline.
I
A
agree.
lot of times.
Yeah.
See, fans are fans. Okay. I mean, be it United fans, Liverpool fans, Chelsea
Yeah.
fans, Arsenal fans, they're going to be the same. Of course, they whine a lot, no doubt about it. One thing that bugs me that they think being unbeaten in a season is a huge achievement. How can that be an achievement? How can that be bigger than winning league and Champions League double, or even league and FA Cup double? How can it be bigger than that?
And some of their fans are like, "Wow, who's that idiot with the glasses who looks like Sean Wright Phillips on cocaine? What's that guy's name? Ty?
oh,
Is that
die.
Ty?
Who? I don't know him. Who's that?
AFTV.
Yeah, that idiot. I don't know if he's Ty or I don't know, some idiot. That's what he said. That he said that the unbeaten thing was better than the United treble team.
But that's the thing, right? That's the only thing they have to show for. That's the only thing they have different. I don't think it's true, but I think that's the only thing they have. That's why they keep going on and on about it.
But that is not the only thing they see. Okay, they don't have anything to show in last 20 years, but they won 2 doubles under Wenger. I mean, in 97-98 team, their 2001-2 team, both were excellent teams, man. And I would even argue that 2001-2 team that was more ruthless than their 2003.
Yeah. Their 97-98 team was probably their best team with Overmars and Petty and all those guys.
Yeah. That Anelka at that time.
Yeah.
Sorry, go on.
No, I mean we are talking about we should invite one Arsenal fan next time, who is like
our beloved friend.
Uh,
I have a few I can invite that I won't mind.
Jetli, you should call him so that because he has always been a bit critical of Arteta. He always abuses Arteta all the time. ये चूतिया कुश्ती जीतने वाला. But especially if they lose against Chelsea, right? Prime content.
So lose against
Right
Chelsea.
there.
The moment the full-time whistle goes, I am grabbing a tub of popcorn and logging onto Twitter because Arteta out will be trending within 5 seconds. I can assure you.
Yeah, some of the fans have already started Arteta out.
Is that so?
Especially, although I feel like some of those AFTV guys just do it for like views, for engagement.
That's
But yeah.
See, I mean, a lot of their reputation is down to AFTV. Because I think they started that fan TV revolution and they go over the top so many times.
Yeah, agree.
But speaking league table.
Okay, so just one last point. Rohit never misses a chance to shit on Arsenal fans and talk about Van Gaal.
Oh yeah. There's of course going to be a Van Gaal reference. Don't worry, it is coming.
Yeah.
Speaking of Van Gaal, so you remember how Van Gaal won the league title with AZ Alkmaar, and that was supposed to be a great thing. Nottingham, how are Nottingham Forest so high in the table? Can someone please help me understand?
I have no idea, but they played really well against us. That much I remember.
It was a very good performance against Liverpool.
But other than that, I have not seen any games of Nottingham Forest. So I have no idea what is going on.
एक गेम आ रहा है वो लोग 10 में एक.
I know.
Just like Liverpool.
तुम लोग का है ना वो एलांगा. Nottingham
They
Forest. He's
they
playing
have
well.
they have conceded fewer goals than City. 7 गोल
Really?
कंसीड किया और 10 गेम में 7 गोल कंसीड किया वो लोग.
अच्छा.
It's pretty insane considering
Yeah.
उनका 10 गेम में 5 विन 4 ड्रॉ 1 लॉस है, which is for them it's pretty nuts, dude.
Yeah.
Hmm. Yeah, it is.
That's right.
देखते हैं कितना टाइम के लिए
अरे
चलता है.
तो निको विलियम्स तुम्हारा प्लेयर था.
हाँ, ex player.
हाँ, he is
who?
there. Nico Williams.
Nico Williams. Yeah, he was our second right back to
Yeah.
Trent for some time, and then we sold him.
Yeah, they have Anthony Elanga, and they also have the Kurleka David Beckham, James Ward-Prowse. Oh, he's very good. I mean, to be fair, he's very, very good on set. But
Yeah,
They
he's
also have that
really good on
Chelsea
set
player,
pieces.
na? Who scored against Liverpool?
अरे हाँ, Hudson Odoi.
Cho,
Yeah.
Hudson Odoi is there. और कौन है उनका? उनका मैनेजर तो वो है, Nuno.
No.
Hmm.
I almost forget that he was Tottenham manager for some 6 months or something.
But he did very well at Wolves, right? Then he was absolutely shit at Tottenham. Then he went to Saudi. He was shit over there as well. He got sacked, I think.
Idhar ke
Right, from
third
Saudi. Huh?
और इधर के third
And now, yeah, इधर आके सीधा third.
और क्या? Did you guys see the Tottenham game by any chance?
By the way, did you guys watch the City game? About Bournemouth defeated first Arsenal, then City.
नहीं देखा.
Yeah. इतना करके भी वो लोग 10th कैसे है फिर?
Yeah.
That is so weird. I'm just scared. When are we facing Bournemouth? तो फिर वो हफ्ता में मैच देखेगा नहीं.
मतलब we are scared of facing Bournemouth, Nottingham Forest.
Of course.
Everyone.
You have to be scared of teams around you, no?
अरे ठीक है यार, अभी एक ही सीजन के लिए. By next season, I think Amorim will have you somewhere in the top of the table, in the top
that's
3.
Or we'll be in League One. दो ही चीजें हो सकती
हाँ? नहीं, I don't think so. I think तुम लोग करेगा यार. Don't worry. Have some hope. If not, then Tenag is available again. I hope that Tenag will be available at that time also.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Yeah, Abhishek is speaking from his experience of being miserable for about how many years?
Almost the same number that you have been now.
Yeah.
So what difference does it make?
Yeah.
It's almost the same number of
you
years.
only won one league title in that time, right? So even plenty.
So what? I've seen 2 Champions Leagues as well.
So what?
2 Champions League titles, 1 league title.
I still watch
several
99
FA
games
Cup
once in a while.
titles.
Even I have seen 2 Champions League. What's the big deal?
Again, good to be.
City game, sorry, you were talking about a City. I honestly I didn't watch it.
No. So I just hold on. So Semenyo had what was his name? Semenyo, right? Yeah, Semenyo had decent chance, and I mean City were on the back foot for the most of the game. Bournemouth were really good.
Which is weird.
They created decent chances.
अरे तुम लोग टॉटनम का देखा क्या? टॉटनम एस्टन विला.
No,
Tottenham, I did catch some of it. I thought they came back really well in the second half. Tottenham.
Yeah, first half they were again they didn't do anything, and the second half outstanding. मतलब सीधा क्या बजा है, and that too it was Aston Villa. It wasn't some low level team.
But to be fair, तू देखेगा तो वो लोग होम पे भी खेल रहा था. They shouldn't even have been that bad in the second half. वो inexplicable था. They were
But
not.
you still don't expect them to beat Villa 4-1.
Yeah, they knocked them off the path straight up.
Yeah, straight. I thought 1-0, 1-1 हो सकता है या फिर 2-1 or something like that. 4-1 I didn't think so.
They absolutely spanked City in the Villa in the second half.
Yeah.
And the weird part is it's not like एक तो वो रिचार्लिसन को लेके आया था for knows what reason. Who did he get early on? I think he got. वो इसको निकाला था, सॉन को निकाला. I
सॉन
think
को निकाला.
रिचार्लिसन को
But
लेके
I
आया
think
था.
सॉन को निकाल के रिचार्लिसन को ही लिया. But then
उसको
eventually
वापस निकाल
रिचार्लिसन
के.
only gave. Huh?
Yeah, and he left at the 80th minute again, na, Richarlison.
Because he got injured, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. But रिचार्लिसन आके assist दिया ना सोलंकी.
Hey, who has not been half bad, Dominic Solanke. He's no Harry Kane, we all know that, but he's got a good
He's a
physical
good
presence.
striker. Yeah.
And also, एक और एक चीज मानना पड़ेगा कि Ange in the last game, I think he hooked Maddison off at halftime, and वो ये बार Maddison को bench किया. So it's not like he just went back and put Maddison straight back into the team. Maddison has been on the bench, which is good, right, for England. वो अंदर वो ये look against he did come back and score, but no, because it takes you back to what Ten Hag didn't do, right? He never you would never see Ten Hag bench Bruno.
We did
Or
not
you
have anyone.
Fair, but इन लोग के
did
पास
not
भी
have
ऐसा
any.
कुछ था नहीं यार. I mean, he was playing Pape Sarr and Kulusevski and all those. He changed his formation. So he took away the 10 role from Maddison and he was playing Sarr, Kulusevski and Bentancur in midfield.
Yeah, so 2 good wins for Spurs, right? They also defeated City.
Yeah.
So that was the City's. So City lost two games on the bounce.
On the rock.
Who are they playing next?
Who, Man City?
Man City?
They are away to Brighton. Oh, they are away to Brighton.
They might drop points because I thought Brighton was excellent against Liverpool in the first half.
Yeah. अरे उन लोग का वो player injured है ना अभी Joao Pedro. He was actually very good at the start of the season. I think वही score किया था ना Arsenal के against as well.
Was it?
Okay.
Yeah. He was the one who scored the equalizer when they went to Emirates.
There's a good chance City do drop points. Huh?
I
I
think
so.
other teams have chance of winning the league only if City drop points. Only if City drop points. Yeah. If they don't.
Also hoping that City finally at some point take their foot off the gas and say fuck the league title, हमको नहीं चाहिए. That.
Not this season.
I hope not.
I hope not. Not this season.
जब भी
2050 में यूनाइटेड टाइटल रेस में रहेगा तभी चलेगा.
तभी तो जीतेगा.
20 साल के बाद 25 साल के बाद ये सीजन में नहीं.
What else happened?
We are yet to talk about United game.
Yeah, for good reason, I think. One of those boring games. You know what? Weirdly, one of the most boring games I listened to because this whole game. So I was driving somewhere. I missed the whole game, but I did catch the whole game on Sirius XM radio. So हाँ, तो मैंने पहली बार एक game 90 minutes पूरा सुना, which was, I must say, a weird experience, but still not too bad. But considering that none of the commentators and nobody ever really spoke of anything in particular, I'm guessing
it was a nothing game. One thing I liked about Van Nistelrooy was he was keeping it simple. He was keeping it very simple. It was a direct play. I mean, ज़्यादा कुछ complications नहीं. No playing from the back. No passing about unnecessary खाली फुकट 6 yard का passes. वो कुछ नहीं था. He just kept it simple.
Just get the ball.
And we could not execute. Our defensive organization was decent for the most part. I mean, we are talking about United's defensive organization. That is the only positive from the game. I mean, how shit are we?
Very is the answer.
Yeah, but there was nothing in the game. But by the way,
there was nothing in the game.
Caicedo's goals was excellent. Probably goal of the week.
Outstanding goal.
Outstanding goal.
Amazing goal.
It was
but I think even Chelsea hit the post one time, and then Rohit's beloved Rashford also hit the post one more time from a very close angle. I thought he should have scored, but okay.
And also, how
Any thoughts, Rohit?
No. I try to filter such thoughts.
Any thoughts about your favorite author?
My favorite author, my favorite chef, my favorite meal distributor, सब कुछ वही है भाई. But honestly, वो तो see, he's wasteful and वो छोड़, my opinions on him can be a separate episode. But even Garnacho, for as much as I love the guy, some of his decision making was really poor. Like
But he is
he,
very young, right? I mean, it's
no,
okay.
I know. I'm not blaming the kid, absolutely not. But
Yeah.
I hope he picks up on a few of those things, right? Because we forget he's only 20, but I mean, there was a point when he could have released Zirkzee, and I know I'm saying that he could release Zirkzee as if assuming Zirkzee is ever going to do anything after being released. But I think what decision making, thoda, I think as he grows older, maybe it might pick up.
See, and what I liked about this was Van Nistelrooy kept it very simple. Ugarte in the midfield, along with him, Casemiro. It's not like both of them imposed themselves in the game, but yeah, it was straightforward. Just play a defensive midfielder along with that. Maybe he expected box-to-box play from Casemiro. Casemiro is not capable of doing that now.
Yeah.
Bruno was okay.
Someone did release Zirkzee, right? If I remember
Yeah.
right, someone did release Zirkzee, and
I think-
Zirkzee तो ऐसा भागता है जैसे चप्पल पहन के भाग रहा है वो पता नहीं क्या. He's like Lukaku, right?
वो चप्पल पहन के नहीं, वो चप्पल खा के भाग रहा है ऐसा लगता है.
Oh yeah, but so.
But why does he play as if it is the first time in life that he's playing football? वो ऐसा क्या मेरे को, I find it odd. I've only seen that guy 10 odd times so far. वो टच लेता है ना, वैसा लगता है कि अभी मैं where am I, what am I supposed to do? He's pondering. इतना स्लो है वो, इतना स्लो बंदा.
यूनाइटेड में सब प्लेयर्स का ऐसा ही हुआ है. Where am I? What am I doing with my life? Why are we playing for United? सब प्लेयर्स का ऐसा ही हुआ है, ऐसा लगता है मेरे को.
And he wasn't like, I don't claim to have watched a lot of him when he was at Bologna, but whatever little I've seen of him, जो भी मैंने highlights देखे, his interplay and all that was good. Suddenly he's come here and it's just like वो Space Jam में कैसा वो all of those, the powers are taken away from the stars. वो वैसे ही खेल रहा है. It's as if he just doesn't know how to play.
तो ठीक है, but let's give him some time क्योंकि again we are changing system every week.
Of course.
So we'll need some time.
अभी तो Amorim आएगा, he will implement a new system. He always does what 3 at the back, or that entire 5 at the back wala shape with your 3 centre backs.
But we are doing
one because he's very rigid. He keeps it very rigid. That formation, he doesn't change it. So now if he does that at United as well, it's a huge change again.
See, there is a possibility if Amorim plays 3-5-2 or something like that, because we are incapable. We are simply not capable of playing 3-4-3. We'll get screwed.
You could have stopped it. We are not capable of playing.
Yeah. No, but we are simply not good enough to play 3-4-3, right? So if he plays 3-5-2 or something like that, maybe Zirkzee will play behind the striker. Yeah, we'll have 3-man midfield and 5 defenders.
Sir, we are not. हमको 4-4-2 नहीं आता, हमको 4-3-3 नहीं आता, हमको 4-5-1 नहीं आता. करने दे try 3-4-3. What are we going to lose? वैसे भी कोई गोल नहीं मार रहा है, वैसे भी कुछ उखाड़ नहीं रहे. Now is the time for him to just fucking start from the base here. Honestly.
No, I'm just saying that I don't think we are in a position to play 3-4-3. I'm not saying we should not play. Let the manager decide. But
why do you say that? We've got we can play Euro, Delict, and Mazraoui and Dalot.
But do you think they will be okay? I think Dalot can play that role, but I'm not sure if Mazraoui can.
Do I think they're effective? No, I don't.
Yeah, exactly. That's the point. I'm talking about effectiveness.
But I don't think they're effective in a 4-man defense also. वो वैसे भी 4-man में भी कितना गोल खाता है रे? So you might as well.
वो यूरो कब आ रहा है वापस?
I think he started light training.
Who?
Lenny Yoro.
Acha, Lenny Yoro. Yeah. Another defender. Yeah.
No, I don't think
6-3-1 or something. I don't know.
I understand your point, but my point is that we are literally scraping the barrel right now as far as our attacking play is concerned. इससे और खराब क्या ही हो सकता
We don't have attacking play. Yeah.
हाँ तो अभी वैसे भी कुछ उखाड़ रहा नहीं है तो यू नाउ इज द टाइम फॉर सी दिस सीजन इज राइट अप लेट्स बी वेरी क्लियर ये सीजन खत्म वी आर नॉट गोइंग टू विन अ ट्रॉफी वी आर नॉट गोइंग टू डू एनीथिंग इन द लीग परफेक्ट टाइम है ना गेट द न्यू मैनेजर इन लेट हिम ट्राई 3-4-3 अगर ट्राई भी नहीं कर रहा है यूज द नेक्स्ट 28 गेम्स एज फकिंग ट्रेनिंग ग्राउंड ये मैचेस परफेक्ट सिस्टम जिसको नहीं खेलने का पिछवाड़े में लात मार के भगा दो उसको व्हेन एल्स आर यू गोना डू इट
This is a groundhog day.
No, I know. We've been here
Every day at United is a groundhog day.
At some point, I feel like it will work, but we'll see.
Yeah.
That is what people say during groundhog day. तो पता है some point it will work. Some point कभी आता नहीं. यही दिन बार होते हैं.
And see how entitled he is. He was cribbing about Mo Salah not winning the Ballon d'Or or African Player of the Year. Do you recall, Rohit? Anthony Martial had a clause of Ballon d'Or clause in his contract.
Yeah.
Anthony Martial का सबसे बड़ा फैन भी तो मंगेश ही था. Mangesh is the biggest Anthony Martial fan.
But Anthony Martial was excellent. He was very good player.
His first season he was really good. I genuinely thought वो ऐसा
Martial was a great talent. लेकिन सबका यूनाइटेड में आने के बाद लग जाता है. Okay. I mean, you talked about. I think players are at fault, probably more at fault than the structure. I think it's other way around. I mean, I'm not trying to defend players, but when you play in that horrible structure, in that horrible team and horrible surroundings, I mean, it's very hard to push themselves as. See, we are used to watching Roy Keane and Ryan Giggs and Paul Scholes, or even Steven Gerrard for that matter, who gave his 100%. But not everyone at Liverpool could do that, right? So unless until we have good structure. Okay, so when we have good structure, even average players will play better. And by that, I'm not saying we should keep everyone in the squad right now. Yeah, what's Rashford wage?
300k.
300 or something. 300.
Yeah, he was also talking about Liverpool का सब wage structure अच्छा है, rubbing our face in it.
हम लोग का तो कोई 300k पे नहीं है. Imagine that. Imagine Mo Salah is earning less money than Marcus Rashford. I'm sure बाकी endorsements सब ये करेगा. Everything else, if you put it into place, they might be comparable or maybe Mo Salah, but his weekly wage is less than Marcus Rashford.
नहीं, see,
Forget Marcus Rashford, यार. Frankie De Jong का सब wage देखा है तूने बार्सिलोना में?
700,000. Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
700k?
अरे which is why they wanted to
इसलिए तो
offer.
बार्सा लोग इसलिए तो बार्सा फैंस उसको गाली देता है because he's the one who doesn't want to leave.
Yeah.
And why should he leave? यार उन्होंने दिया.
पागल है 700k a week में तो पागल है 700k.
He's earning कितना 2 million in 3 weeks.
2 कैसा ज्यादा भाई 700k.
हाँ.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, 2 million in 3 weeks. Magnus, I knew Gareth Bale was, I think, on 650k or something like that.
So no wonder he retired at 33 ना. ये भी ऐसे ही हो जाएगा 30 पे रिटायर हो जाएगा.
Barcelona United like Madrid का players का wage structure is insane. Absolutely insane.
But you talk about Barcelona being a shit club and whatnot. They won the league 2 seasons ago. And we thought, oh my God.
On the way. They're actually doing very well right now under Flick.
Yeah.
Hansi Flick is doing really well.
Yeah.